Baz, another frustrating afternoon.
Yeah, it was, mate. Long afternoon. So not too many things went our way, and then losing Lockie Lewis definitely hurt. We were brave again, but unfortunately, as I said last week, brave is not going to be good enough in this competition. So.
Obviously, defence was an issue, but also scoring points again.
Yep.
What can you do to remedy it, do you think?
Look, we don't help ourselves. Like it was a good game that first half. I thought they're a good side. We know how good a side Souths are, but at two tries where we hold one try, we didn't work hard enough under the ball, and a bad read there. But at 14-0, we were still in the game. Albeit when we had to have poor old young Tapine come on and play hooker, and Sione Katoa, who's a hooker, had to play 5'8", and that hurts, mate. Especially when we're struggling to score points as it is, but. That's a big one, and ultimately our inability to build any pressure through scoring points hurts us at the back end of games, and it did again today. So it is what it is. Yes.
Do you think you're making progress, Baz?
Sorry, mate?
Do you think you're making progress in attack? Do you think you're getting better? It's 3 weeks now without a point. Do you think things are?
Not really. I don't think. There's a lot of things. That are going on with their attack, and I don't think this is probably not the right forum for me to discuss. Our attack's pedestrian, it is, but we don't help ourselves by these fundamental errors that we're making, in our skill level. And we had 2 passes over the sideline, forward pass from dummy half, got thrown into touch a couple of times. So that in the second half, on the back of panicking, I suppose, and a little bit of pressure from our inability to nail a couple. We were real close again, on probably 3 or 4 occasions, but just can't get over the line. But that's where we're at. So we'll keep working hard with that. But there's a few reasons for it, mate, yeah.
As you got a lot of credit last year for what you did with Penrith's attack.
Yep.
Are you finding this, we all thought you'd come to Canterbury and there'd be points, but it's not coming, is it? Are you finding it really frustrating at the moment? On a personal level?
Look, that's one part of our game, mate, Rudy, that needs to improve 100%. But points come on the back of a lot of things. There's a lot of things have to happen for you to be able to build enough pressure to be able to get across the score line, across the try line. Good teams just don't let you score. And you look at. As I said, I know what's wrong with our attack, but I'm not going to discuss it here.
Is that an easy fix then, Baz, if you know what's wrong?
It's not an easy fix, no.
As Lincoln gets brought in as the chief playmaker, is it unfair to blame him?
100% it is. He's got poor old young Jackson Tapine, who's a utility playing at hooker. He's got a hooker playing at 5'8". We had to bring Nick Meaney back into... it's not all on Kyle. It's not as easy to sit there and just say, I'll go and change your style or do something different, mate. If it was that easy, everyone would be an NRL coach and you'd fix it, but it's not. But again, this isn't the forum where I want to discuss it. I'll sort that out with my team, and we'll sort that out moving forward with what we do and who we recruit and the type of style that we want to play, yeah.
How's Lockie Lewis in the shed since
He's not real well. No, he's not real well, and Nick Meaney's got broken ribs. So.
There was a little bit made of why Lockie was able to stay out there for a little bit after his head knock. Can you kind of explain what happened there?
Yeah, I think he should have come off. We realised that, and we thought that. So we'll sort that out. Yeah, probably should have come straight off.
And Nick Meaney broken ribs. Was that
got broken ribs? So that's not good. Yeah.
Just as Jack Hetherington. He could be in trouble with that crusher. He treads that fine line, doesn't he, Baz, with aggression?
He popped his head through there in that crusher. It wasn't a crusher, and it was pretty clear that he did get his head back through. And then the shoulder charge penalty, he didn't even touch him. Look, there's a few things going against us, and it is difficult at the moment. But we just got to stick together and keep working hard. And look, we get some troops back, next week. Who do we have? So. Jackson, Thompson, Watine will be back next week. Fatala Marin are still out. Ockenbor's a long way off, but Avarillo may be right. So we get a couple back next week. But there's some things we need to work on. We know that, but in terms of trying hard and sticking together, I can't fault them. They turn up every week, and they'll turn up again on Monday and go through the same thing. And we've just got to keep working hard.
As you mentioned, sticking together and keep working hard. How do you sort of keep the boys' spirits up, given it has been a tough couple of weeks?
Yeah, I guess point out the things that we need to improve, point out the things that we did wrong, but also point out some of the things that they're doing well. There is patches in their games that they are doing well, but just not for long enough periods, and that's where we're at, unfortunately. But the only way out of it is working hard and sticking together and training hard and improving.
As well, obviously, it's tough from here, isn't it, to make any pressure on the competition? Yeah,
really tough, and we can't look further than Monday's training at the moment, and I don't want them to look any further than that. It's pressure at the moment they don't need. We've got enough on our plate at the moment, and they're young and down on confidence.
As young to mine, you mentioned difficult circumstances for him, but he held his gloves up today.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's tough, and we've got a lot of good young kids. I think there's 6 kids in our Mounties team that are still eligible to play flag. Jackson being one of them. So there is some positive things going on at the club. Our SG ball team's going really well, and we've got some good kids coming through. But Jacko, I was really happy with him. Difficult circumstances, the poor kid, he had to play 74 minutes starting at hooker, and he's never done that in reserve grade. So massive effort from him, and he's going to be a very good player for Canterbury for a long time.